Maxava role swap. To be able to perform Maxava role swap, there needs to be a few key components in place. The obvious first one is that you must have the same Maxava HA product on both systems, and it must have a valid Maxava license key. For each configuration, you must have a primary configuration, and you must have the same named target backup configuration. So whether you're replicating data and object, IFS, QDLS, or even the MQ, the configurations must be identical on both sides. As part of the configurations, when the configurations are set up, they'll be given nodes, the local node name. It can be the system name that it's on, or it can be details of any description. For replication purposes, these nodes are not referenced, but they are validated for the role swap process. So in this case here, the node name is nzdemo1. This is for the primary config. And on the target configuration, it's nzdemo2, data coming from nzdemo1. The configurations need to have a set of cluster tables, and these cluster tables must be the same on both systems. You can access the cluster tables through the primary configurations. There are two rules. The rule which is the current production, sending from production to target, and the backup, sending from backup to the opposite system. So directionally the normal replication, and then when the role swap replication. And these tables must exist on both configurations so they can swap to and from the environment. Looking at the green screen, option 16 shows us the cluster table details. So again, this data configuration, it has a rule from nzdemo1. When nzdemo1 is production, it's sending to demo2. When demo2 is production, it's sending from demo2 to demo1 via this named remote journal. The role swap process is always issued from the production system. It's via the mx change role command. So you're changing the replication role or role swapping, the name of the configuration, and the new primary, the system that's going to become the new primary. So this is telling this configuration that it is going to request that the nzdemo2 system now become primary. What will happen in the background is that this will deposit a local journal entry. Replication, which needs to be running at the time of the role swap, will then process the information. It will then deposit a local journal entry on this system, and that will reverse the sending back to the source or old source system. So as well as needing the configurations, needing the cluster table and the descriptions, you must also have remote journaling running in both directions prior to issuing the role swap command. So in normal replication, the source system will be sending to the target. However, in preparation for the role swap, you must also activate remote journaling from the target system back to the production. That way it produces a loop and allows the data to transfer bidirectional. When the change role request has been submitted on the source system, you'll have a confirmation that the change role has been requested. So it's requesting that the primary change to the opposite system. On the opposite system, the configuration will shut down and become a primary type. So indicating by a white factor. This is the only time a primary configuration other than QDLS becomes active. It's part of the role swap routine. You'll see a message sending to the message queue that the role swap has been successful. So this node has now become the primary system, so data object changes can now occur on this system. and on the opposite system the configuration will become a backup type, and it will allow the replication to occur on this system. The role swap will complete the process and activate the configuration on the now new backup. There'll be a confirmation message in the message queue that has now become the new backup. And again, if I look at the MX work replication display, it will indicate that this configuration is now a backup type, indicating by a green. And of course the graphical display will also reverse the colors, so the data config blue on the demo 2 is now primary, and the data config is now on the black font on demo 1 being the backup. So the role swap changes the replication process, changes the configurations from primary to backup, backup to primary, and reverses the direction of the role swap functionality. Now that the new primary system is production, the user activity tasks can be activated, and this system can now become the live production environment.